if you're new to my idiot channel, then I've got a ZOE over here, which is powered by an MGTF petrol engine. And I've got another ZOE just here, which has the bits of ZOE out of that one in that one, that I'm going to try and get running again. It wasn't a category car or anything like that. Although it's damaged at the moment, it looks damaged. It's not actually damaged. They're all the bad bits off this car, petrol powered car, that was a Cat S car. This is not a category car, and there's no reason it can't go back on the road, be a little happy electric car again. Well, there is one big reason. It's broken. The motor's gone on it, or it's got motor failure, who knows, right? So I put the battery out of this one into this one. I'm now going to put the motor into this one, but to do that I need to move this one over to the garage over there. So I'm going to use the petrol ZOE, pull the EV, well, nothing ZOE out of there. Let's see what happens. Need to pull this side up across a little bit more. Oh, whoops. Still creating a racket in there though. The mighty K series, puller of EVs. I just strapped the tow rope around my cross member and see what was going on, but all good, happy days. So as I say, although the front end on this looks munched, the proper front end is absolutely fine. I've just replaced all of this stuff is now in the front of this one, which looks all lovely and ZOE like. I shall make, well, at some point we'll transplant it all onto this one if I can get this one running and driving. At the moment it's saying motor failure. At the moment it's saying motor failure, and yeah, we've got many issues, I guess, with the motor that's in this one. So my plan is motor in this one, pop this motor in, because this motor came out of that ZOE there, and I think the motor was fine. It said it had an earthing issue, but I mean, maybe it wasn't fine, but whatever. I think what we're going to do is take this one out anyway, and see. Right, so I've just popped the radiator in from this car. So this ZOE now has the radiator down there from the MGTF. See it better down there. The good radiator that I've got is now in here from that car. However, it's a different motor. So just out of interest, the radiator here would connect into the side of the motor just there. However, on this one, we've got this hose, which goes down here and connects into the bottom of the motor. So some sort of different cooling configuration basically. So I'm going to swap these pipes around. I'm going to fill this thing with coolant, and I want to try and put it on charge. The battery is all in this thing. At one point this thing did actually run. So before I take the motor out, I'm just going to have a bit of a mess around with it and see if I can sort of find out any faults or anything like that with it before I go ahead and start mucking around trying to put this thing into it. So I've got some coolant in it, and I've plugged everything in that I can see that's obvious. So now I'm going to put some power to it and yeah, see if I can get it to move at all. Obviously the main battery now connected. We've got stop battery charging, impossible. Let's hit the brake pedal, tell it to start. Carry out service. It makes the sound of going into reverse. Ooh, we've got a camera that doesn't do it. Yeah, okay. So we're doing nothing basically. Interestingly, it's now saying electric motor failure. So usual deal. Get this thing to. Let's try a health report. Well, air conditioning. Well, refrigerant circuit solenoid valve open. Well, that's because there's no air conditioning. It's saying I've got insulation issues. The charging flap. Interesting. Interesting. Let's do a clear, see what it says. Try again. Okay. Pull more down. Try again. Yeah, I'm getting electric motor failure. Interlocks traction battery charge active. So here, so I have got this thing earthed, right? Yep, it's got an earth lead on it. Got our main battery connector and our little connector. So all looks good down there. Oh, another interesting one. Heated pad for 12-volt battery, short circuit to earth. Interesting. Right, so what we've done is I've gone through and selected all the interlocks. And we can take a look. So, okay, so we've got traction battery charge interlock open and traction battery interlock open. So based on that, I would say our problem is our cable connected into the traction battery, the main battery. Now, as I did a battery swap on this thing, it's quite possible I've not clicked it home or something stupid like that. So what we'll do is get the car up in the air and take a look. And first thing we'll do before we start messing around under there, pull this thing and make the traction battery safe. Okay, so interestingly, the traction battery charge interlock, I'm such a donkey, this little blue tab on top was out. Let me see if I can get it out again. So you see this one here, the charge interlock, that blue thing. Just by pushing that little thing in, if you look there, it says open. Now it's gone to closed. So that one's good. Now it's still saying the traction battery is interlock. Now I wonder if I pop a fuse back in. No. Okay, so the interlock for the traction battery is not that one. So what we need to do is get under the car and have a look at the connector underneath. Right, so underneath the car, and See this little blue tab? I'm an absolute twat. Push that in. I think that's it. Is that in? I think that's it. Let's see. So I've just clicked it down. So it's still giving me traction, battery interlock. Let's just try chucking fuse back in. Still saying it's unhappy. I'm just going to give this thing a bit of a whiz with some contact cleaner. So there. Stick the 12 volt in and see if that sees it. The 12 volt back on. Let's just have some of that. Traction battery relay open. Interlock is still open. So if we put this thing in, traction battery relay is now gone connected. Interlock's now closed. Interesting. Tell me a bit of contact cleaner just fixed it. Oh God. Right. Car's back on the ground. Please remove key card. No, I don't think it will. Battery charging impossible. Oh. All that. Rear fill. No rear. Ready. So in summary, I needed to push one blue tab in for some reason. I don't know why it was undone, but on the front of the motor, and spray some contact cleaner into the connector onto the battery. Probably because I've had the battery in and out a couple of times out of the other car and this car. So, I now have a driving car, but I still have battery charging impossible. EVC, what do you reckon? Electric vehicle control. Okay, insulation, safety checks, charging flap. Okay, so we got nothing with the PCB. Okay, we've got nothing apart from AC. Now, AC may, so without having AC, it may stop it from taking a charge, but I'm going to plug in the charger and see what happens. Well, it's not immediately gone red, which would suggest it's thinking about something. Oh no. Battery charging impossible. It's orange but flashing red. Insulation. Change the key in this thing now so it locks and unlocks, and then hit the charging flap. So now we've got the proper charger, well 7 kilowatt anyway. So let's see what this one does. Flashy. Charging checks, no. Battery charging impossible again. Now on the other car, when I had charging issues, it would charge for about a kilowatt and then die. This one's just saying no straight away. So basically we can't now get a charge into this one because of some sort of insulation error, which is pretty much the issue I was having with this car, which had the same battery in it. I thought putting it into this car might, you know, make things happy. I thought the motor was dead on this. Turns out not, right? I can move this thing around, no problem at all. So I guess what I need to try and do is do a bit more diagnosis on insulation errors on this thing, and yeah, we'll see what we can do. I don't have the air conditioning hooked up on this thing. Some of the pipes not connected into the AC, onto the AC rad, so maybe that's got something to do with it not liking a charge. The insulation issue is the one, I think. One of the things I can do, obviously I'd like to test, is the insulation on the air conditioning compressor. You may have seen, there's various videos, Gary's got a good one on this. The pump just disintegrates and therefore earths out the high voltage that goes in. It's possible it could be something to do with that. I'm not entirely sure, but I would like to rule that out. Obviously I have got a spare air conditioning unit because I've got one that came in this. However, it could be they're a common failure point, but this has exactly this, or this had exactly the same issue. Who knows? What I really don't want to do is just write this thing off completely. I mean, basically, if I can't get this going anytime soon, then I should probably just sell it as is, as a project. I'm not going to buy new front end tidy up bits for it. I'll just sell it as it is as a project. Comes with a spare motor and the battery's on 98% health. So maybe it'll be a nice little project for someone if someone wants a little cheap project. I'm going to keep this little thing, my petrol powered Zoe. I want to kind of finish off. I've got a bit more welding to do, sort out the rear chassis legs a little bit more, tidy it up a little bit. There is of course no weight in my petrol Zoe anymore, no big electric motor in the front, no massive battery slapped along the base of it, and she's looking a bit off-roady. Off-roading in a Zoe. Maybe. I should have left the motor in, we could have done four-wheel drive, right? Anyway. So we'll call it for now, and yeah, I guess next up we'll try and do a bit more diagnosis on this on the electric version of a Zoe that I've got, and maybe we'll tie that into using a few different onboard diagnostic tools. Thanks so much for watching. More to come real soon with my pair of Zoe troubles. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe for more.